Hello dear students, welcome back to another session of social studies. Today we are on lesson number 8, our beautiful country. In the previous chapter we learnt about our country India. Now in this chapter we are going to learn about our beautiful country. We know that India is a very beautiful country. We have mountains, then we also have beautiful greenery lands, then we also have water bodies which is surrounded on the three sides, that is Arabian Sea on the west, Bay of Bengal on the east, and Indian Ocean in the south. Now along with the mountains we also have landforms, different types of landforms. We have plain area, then we have mountains, then we have plateaus, and also we have deserts. Now in this warm-up session, look at the pictures and identify the different landforms. These are the pictures of different landforms. You have to write the names. This is a plain area, okay, where the crops are grown. So a flat piece of land. So it is a plains. Now a high rise in the land. A high rise in the land. It is a mountain. A dry sandy area. It is a desert. A highland with a flat top. A highland with a flat top. This is a plateau. So these are the landforms which we have in India. We have plains, we have mountains, we have deserts, and we have also plateaus. Now let us read about landforms. Our country is a beautiful combination of various landforms. These landforms are the physical features of India. The high mountains, the lush green forest, mighty rivers, the fertile plains, and the dry deserts show the diversity of our land. So we know that unity in diversity. India is known for its unity in diversity. No doubt we have different religion, we speak different language, we have different cultural traditions, but still we also have different variety of landforms. It is also the diversity of our land, unique. We have very unique landforms. We have mountains, we have plains, we have deserts, and we also have plateaus. These landforms make our country very beautiful and diverse. When you go to the hill stations, you might see the mountains covered with snow, isn't it? It looks so beautiful. And then there are trains also which runs on the hill stations. It makes the hill stations look so beautiful. Same likewise, when you go to the riverside, to the beaches also, like in Goa, then in Maharashtra also, when you visit the beaches also, it looks so beautiful, isn't it? Because of all these unique features, our country looks very beautiful. Now, which are the landforms which make our country look very beautiful and unique? Unique means diverse. India has 6 main physical divisions: the northern mountains, the northern plains, the great Indian desert, the peninsular plateau, the coastal regions, and the island regions. Because of all these features, our country is very beautiful and diverse. So let us see the picture. Where are they? So this is the beautiful picture of our country India. We have the Himalayan ranges, the northern mountains. It starts from the northern and somehow it ends on the northeastern ranges. Then we also have the northern plains in this area. After the Himalaya, below we have the northern plains. Then below the northern plains we have the plateaus, the Deccan Plateau and the peninsula plateaus we have. Later on we will see that how the peninsula plateaus are divided. Next, on the west we have the desert, the Great Indian Desert. Then also we have the islands. Then the seas also we have. So let us start with the northern mountains. This is a northern mountain. The mountain starts from Jammu and Kashmir, then the ranges its cross, it has a natural barrier on the neighboring countries which are China, which are Bhutan, Nepal. Then it ends on the northeastern places like Arunachal Pradesh, then Sikkim, Meghalaya. All these places have the Himalayan mountains. The northern mountains. The northern mountains are the range of the mountains in the north of India. It includes Himalayas, the Karakoram and the northeastern mountain ranges. The Himalayas are the highest mountain range of this region as well as in the world. So the Himalayas, they are the highest mountain in the world, and these ranges, it starts from the north and ends in the northeastern ranges. The Himalayas are covered with snow throughout the year. If you can see the picture, these mountain ranges are covered with snow, isn't it? The snow melts to give rise to a number of rivers like Ganga and Yamuna. When the snow melts, it gives rises to number of rivers. Not only Ganga and Yamuna, but it gives rises to many small tributaries. But mainly we can see Ganga and Yamuna. The Ganga, it's the origination of Ganga, it is from the Himalayan ranges. Ganga and Yamuna. The peaks of these mountains are covered with snow throughout the year. The peaks of these mountains are covered with snow throughout the year. There is no vegetation here due to the cold climate. See, the people, they cannot cultivate the crop. Why? Because the rocks are covered with snow and it is very cold. The climate is very cold. That's why vegetation is very low in the northern mountain ranges. The lower slopes of these mountains are covered with thick forest. Now the lower mountains, the lower slopes of the mountains, it has a very dense forest and it is covered with very thick trees. This forest have a variety of flora and fauna. Flora means plants kingdom and fauna means animals kingdom. So in the mountain ranges, we can see the forest which is covered with flora, means plants kingdom. We can see very unique plants, and also fauna. We can see many different and unique kinds of animals in this forest. Now, you know what? Mount Everest, the world's highest mountain peak, is a part of this northern mountain range. It is in Nepal. So Mount Everest is in Nepal, but the ranges, we can see some ranges of Mount Everest also in the part of India, which starts from the northern part. Next we have the northern plains. Next, below the mountain ranges, we have the northern plains. As you can see, wherever, which places they have been spread, the northern plains. The northern plains lie to the south of the Himalayas. They stretch from the west to the east. They stretch from the west. Have a look here. They stretch from the west to the east here. They cover most of the northern and eastern parts of India. The rivers that start at the Himalayas flow through these plains and make the soil fertile. So the rivers like Ganga, Yamuna, and they flow from the mountain ranges, and then they reach on the northern plains and make the soil very fertile for cultivation. The northern plains are densely populated. This means that a large number of people live in this region. Since the northern plains are very good for cultivation, so that's why huge population we can see in the northern plains as compared to the mountain ranges. Now, you know what? The northern plains are known for their fertile soil. The rivers that flow through this region make the soil fertile. This helps the farmers to grow plenty of crops here. Now, have a look here. Below the Himalayan ranges, we have the northern plains. It stretches from the west to the east. That is Punjab, Haryana, Delhi, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Jharkhand, West Bengal. Then we also have Assam, then Meghalaya, Nagaland, Manipur. And this area, the states mostly populated. Why? Because the soil is very fertile for cultivation. That's why this is densely populated area. Next we have the Great Indian Desert. The Great Indian Desert. Where it is? It is here. The Great Indian Desert. The Great Indian Desert lies in the northwestern part of India, mainly in the state of Rajasthan. It is known as the Thar Desert. So the Great Indian Desert, if we can see on the map, it is here in this part, Rajasthan. And in Rajasthan, it is known as the Thar Desert. The Great Indian Desert lies in the northwestern part of India. This region is dry, hot and gets very little rainfall. Here, days are hot and nights are cold. Due to the harsh conditions, very few people live in this region. Since the desert is covered with sand, that's why the climate is very hot and very dry, and sometimes it receives rainfall and sometimes there is no rainfall. And we can see very less population in this area. Why? Because there is no climatic condition is very bad in this area, and farmers also cannot grow crops for their livelihood. Now, why the days are very hot and the nights are very cold? Because during the daytime, when the sun rays hits the sand, the sands become very hotter, and that's why in the daytime it is very hot. And when the night appears, the sand cools down, and because the sand cools down, the nights are very cold. Next we have the Peninsular Plateau. The Peninsular Plateau is divided into two parts, Deccan Plateau in the south and Central Indian Plateau in the north. Now the Peninsular Plateau. Below the northern plains we have the Peninsular Plateau. The Peninsular Plateau is further divided into Deccan Plateau in the south, okay, south of the northern plains, and then Central Indian Plateau on the Central Indian Plateau in the north. So this is the division of the plateaus, the Peninsular Plateau. It is located in the Indian Peninsula. A peninsula is a piece of land which is surrounded by water on three sides. Since India is surrounded by water on the three sides, that is the Arabian Sea on the west, the Bay of Bengal on the east, and Indian Ocean on the south, that's why India is known as a peninsula. The Peninsular Plateau has the Arabian Sea on the west, the Indian Ocean on the south, and the Bay of Bengal on the east. The plateau region slopes from the west to the east. Rivers like Krishna, Godavari, and Kaveri flow through it. They flow from west to east and drain into the Bay of Bengal. So in the Peninsular Plateau we can see many rivers like Krishna, Godavari, Kaveri. All these rivers, they flow in the Peninsular Plateau and they get connected with the Ganga and Yamuna river, and then they drain into the Bay of Bengal. Now, all the rivers, they like Krishna, Godavari, they start flowing from here and that get connected with the river Ganga, Yamuna, and then flow into the Bay of Bengal. Here they have the mouths of the river in the Bay of Bengal. On the eastern side also, on the southern sides also, all the rivers have their mouth where they drain into the Bay of Bengal. The Peninsula Plateau has hill ranges to its east and west. The range on the east is called the Eastern Ghats. The range on the west is known as the Western Ghats. So all the Peninsula Plateau also has hills. So on the eastern side it is known as the Eastern Ghat, on the western side it is known as the Western Ghats. The Satpura and Vindhya hill ranges are located in the north. They separate the plateau from the northern plains. We have the northern plains after the Himalayan ranges, after the mountains. Then after the mountains we have the plateaus. Now this plateau separates the northern plain and then it is there are hill ranges like Vindhya hill and Satpura hill. They separate these hill ranges, it separates the plateaus from the northern plains. Now next we have the coastal plains. There are narrow stripes of plain land on both sides of the peninsula. These are the coastal plains. Here. These are the coastal plains. These plains are called the Eastern Coastal Plains and the Western Coastal Plains. So these plains on the east it is known as the Eastern Coastal Plains and on the west it is known as the Western Coastal Plains. Since these plains are located near the sea, they have moderate climate. It is neither hot nor cold. Now, these are the coastal plains which is near to the Arabian Sea, near to the near to the Bay of Bengal and also to the Indian Ocean. So, on the western side it is known as the Western Coastal Plains, on the eastern side it is known as the Eastern Coastal Plains. Now, which are the areas? We have Kerala, we have Karnataka, we have Goa, we have Dadar and Nagar Haveli, then Daman Diu, then Gujarat. All these are coastal areas. Then here we have Puducherry. Then we also have Andhra Pradesh, we have Odisha, we have West Bengal. So these are the these are the places near the Eastern Coastal Plains. And because these coastal plains are near to the sea, that's why they have a very moderate climate. Like they are neither too hot and neither too cold. Next we have the island regions. Which are the islands we have? We have Andaman and Nicobar Island, then we have Lakshadweep Island. An island is an area that is completely surrounded by water. The main island groups of India are the Lakshadweep Island and the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. The Lakshadweep Islands are a group of islands in the Arabian Sea. The Lakshadweep Islands are in the Arabian Sea. The largest group of islands in India are the Andaman and Nicobar Islands in the Bay of Bengal. So the largest island is the Andaman and Nicobar Island, which is in the Bay of Bengal. Now, this was about the chapter Our Beautiful Country. We have different landforms like plains, mountains, deserts and plateaus. And we also have very different physical features: northern mountains, northern plains, Great Indian Desert, Peninsula Plateau, the coastal regions, the island regions. Because of all the unique physical features, our country is very beautiful. Now let's move on to the activity. In which part of the country do these places lie? The Himalayan mountain range, the Great Indian Desert, the Deccan Plateau, the Northern Plains. So which part of the country do these places lie? The Himalayan mountain range. It is in the part of Himachal Pradesh, you can say. Himachal Pradesh. The Great Indian Desert in Rajasthan. Then the Deccan Plateau, Madhya Pradesh. The Northern Plains, Punjab. Okay. Next we have filling the blanks. Number 1, dash is the world's highest mountain peak. Answer is Mount Everest. The Thar Desert lies in the state of Rajasthan. The Peninsular Plateau is also known as the Deccan Plateau. The dash is covered with snow throughout the year, the Himalayas. The region of dash is densely populated. Which is densely populated? The Northern Plains. Next we have choose the correct answer. This region is dry, hot and gets very little rainfall. Answer is the Thar Desert. The southern plateau has the dash in the west. The answer is the Arabian Sea. The Deccan Plateau is a part of dash. The Deccan Plateau is a part of dash. Options: coastal plains, northern plains, Peninsular Plateau and island region. The answer is Peninsular Plateau or the Southern Plateau. These are narrow stripes of plain land on both sides of the plateaus. Answer is coastal plains. The largest group of islands in India is the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Write T for true and F for false. The Lakshadweep Island is one of the 3 main island groups. False. The climate of the coastal plains is neither hot nor cold. True. The Peninsular Plateau is known for black soil. True. There are thick forests at the lower slopes of northern mountains. True. The Andaman and Nicobar Islands are in the Bay of Bengal. True. So this was about the chapter, Our Beautiful Country. Next time we will meet with a fresh new chapter. Till then students, thank you so much and take care of yourself.